So AI can help out with cycling in various different ways. One of the first ways is bike fit optimization. AI algorithms can analyze a rider's body measurements and motion patterns to optimize bike fit for comfort, performance, and injury prevention. This can help cyclists avoid pain or discomfort during long rides, improve aerodynamics, and reduce the risk of injury. It would also work out for smart training. AI-powered training apps can create personalized training plans based on a rider's fitness level, goals, and progress. These apps can monitor performance data in real time, adjust training plans on the fly, and provide feedback on technique and form to help riders improve. Another way would be bike maintenance. AI can help cyclists keep their bikes in top condition by monitoring performance, data, and detecting potential issues before they become major problems. This can help cyclists save time and money on repairs and reduce the risk of accidents due to mechanical failures. Route planning would be another great way. AI-powered route planning tools can help cyclists find their best routes for their needs, taking into account factors like terrain, traffic, weather, personal preferences. These tools can also help cyclists discover new routes and avoid crowded or unsafe areas, which leads us into another one, safety. AI can help improve cycling safety by detecting and alerting riders to potential hazards, such as approaching vehicles or pedestrians. It could also analyze data on accident patterns and road conditions to help improve infrastructure and policies that can make cycling safer for everyone. So overall, AI has the potential to revolutionize the cycling industry by improving performance, comfort, safety, and convenience for all levels of riders. So that's what AI thinks AI can do for cycling, because I just asked ChatGPT, how can AI help out with cycling, and that's what it wrote back. I could almost say, I think, living under a rock at this point and don't know what ChatGPT is. It's kind of a word prediction modeling thing that OpenAI has created. It's been in the news a ton lately in a lot of different ways. A lot of people just try to get it to act like a human and then worry about that the artificial intelligence is becoming sentient and taking over. I actually have a different use. I've been trying to get information out of it, because one of the problems I have lately, and this is where to me a lot of it can relate to cycling and YouTube and whatever else, is that Google and the other search engines have become so bad. It's just all commercial and advertising stuff anymore. And when I'm just trying to get to basic facts, it's actually really annoying. So one thing that I felt like is a little bit practical with ChatGPT, like a use for cycling, is those basic questions. We always joke on the live stream that we end up talking about leather tension saddles, the Brooks B17, all the time. If you don't have any information on a topic and you ask ChatGPT, it's going to give you basically, a pretty good rough generalization. Then you could go in there and maybe find out more information. There's a reviewer I really like about tech and tech topics on YouTube. Marquise Brownlee, his channel is MKBHD. And he kind of did the same thing, where he did an intro that was totally written by AI, but then he talked about how if you're an expert in a field or you know a lot about it, you could say the answers are about C+, and I'll get into an example here in a minute that I think will be relative to people who watch this channel, which will make you understand what I mean. But there were certain things where I'm gonna make a video about the two stump jumpers I have and how I'm gonna build them up, and I like to do history in those videos. And just asking ChatGPT for a brief history of the stump jumper, focusing on the 90s and then the M2, which is another one I have, was great. I wouldn't sit there and read that verbatim, but to get a start and then have other little specific topics to research more, it's really good for that, I think. Anyways, here's another, I'll give you an example of this one, and this could kind of say where it could be interesting and maybe useful. So I asked ChatGPT originally, can you write me a YouTube script for why I love bikepacking? And I just wanted to see what it said. And it did, and it was fine. And it was the typical reasons someone might very generic say. And then I said, this is great. Can you add a little humor to the script? It comes back with, sure, I'd happy to revise it. Here it is here's another version with some potential jokes. And so I'm gonna read that right now and quote it because I think it's pretty funny. But hey there, welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you why I love bikepacking and bike touring. And no, it's not just because I have a weird obsession with Lycra shorts. Then it has a title line, why I love bikepacking and touring. Seriously though, There are so many reasons why I love bikepacking and touring. For one, it's a great way to avoid traffic. No more sitting in gridlock, fuming over the latest construction project that's been going on for the past decade. On a bike, you're the construction project, and you get to move at your own pace. Plus, there's no better feeling than being self-sufficient. You know that friend who always forgets something when they travel? Toothbrush, phone charger, basic hygiene? Yeah, not me. When I'm bike touring, I'm like a mobile Walmart. I've got everything I need on my bike, from snacks to emergency repair tools, and let's not forget the scenery. I mean, sure, you could take a helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon, but where's the challenge in that? On a bike, you get to earn your views. Sure, it may involve a few steep hills and a lot of sweat, but the payoff is worth it. But the best part of bike touring, the people you meet along the way. I've had some of the most interesting conversations of my life on a bike trip. It's amazing how quickly you bond with fellow travelers when you're all out there on the road, battling the same elements and pushing yourself to the limit. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good butt soreness joke with a stranger? That is unbelievable. Anyways, so there you have it. That's why I love bikepacking and bike touring. It's the perfect combination of adventure, challenge, and humor. I hope this video has convinced you to give it a try, or at least laugh at my terrible jokes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So yeah, I just thought that was, as a basic idea, I could see why YouTubers would use it. It's like, you wouldn't just read that verbatim, but you could take that as kind of a little model and then flesh it out. But I think it's real practical in other things. I know coders have been loving it. You're writing code and then it can help you correct why certain code isn't working out. I was telling Erin, my girlfriend, about this, and she does Excel sheet coding, and she's written me a program that does my invoicing, helps out with that. So now I know she's used it a couple times when she can't figure out why this, I guess, line of code in her Excel things doesn't work. Here's the example I was talking about, though, where I think it kind of falls down if you're a little more of an expert in the subject. So after that last thing I just read, my next, just to it directly, was, can you write me another script in the same style as the last two for a YouTube video titled 90s Mountain Bikes versus Modern Gravel Bikes? So it says, here's a script in the same humorous style as before. So I'll read this one with, I guess, a little more commentary maybe, because it just kind of shows where, if, I think I don't want to say I'm an expert in the field of vintage mountain bikes and modern gravel bikes, but, pretty close. I think most people watch this channel. It's stuff we're following. So, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to travel back in time to the 90s and pit the OG mountain bikes against the new kid on the block, gravel bikes. So right there, new kid on the block would, I guess, depends on how long your history with bikes is. Back to the quote. Which one will come out on top? Let's find out. The 90s mountain bike. Let's start with it. These were the bikes that started it all. With their rugged frames and beefy tires, they were made to take on the toughest trails and the steepest climbs, and they did it with a style that can only be described as retro chic. But let's face it, those bikes were heavy. You practically needed a crane to lift them on your car's roof rack. So, right there, I think, we all know there are aluminum mountain bikes from the 90s that are not heavy, but my Team Marin and even my 89 Stump Jumper, made out of really thin, double-butted tong steel, tong, I've never known how to say that steel, are really light bikes. So that's factually, I guess, inaccurate. Anyways, moving on. Back to the quote. And the suspension? You might as well have been riding a pogo stick. Well, I guess that's not that far off, maybe. Hey, Future Tim here, popping in really quick. My memory card died, so I had to record that video in 2 parts, but I did want to add something. The thumbnail for this video, I had dall-e generate, which is OpenAI's image generator. You've probably seen some things about that too. I think it's funny. I asked it to generate an image of a robot riding a bicycle in Akron. I did a couple other ideas, AI riding a bicycle into the future, and then gave it 3D modeling things. I'll put a bunch of those in the Discord because they're kind of ridiculous. The ones I did save, you're limited. You can only save 15 images. So I'll post some of those in the Discord. Check it out. Back to the video we're doing right now. Now let's fast forward to the present day and talk about gravel bikes. These bad boys are the hipsters of the bike world. With their skinny tires and sleek frames, they're made for long, winding rides on both road and off-road surfaces. And they do it with a finesse that would make a ballerina jealous. And let's not forget the suspension. It's like riding on a cloud. But here's the catch. Well, again, so we're talking suspension and skinny tires. I mean, Possibly, but to like write that as a definitive, I would say that's factually incorrect, right? So where did I stop? But here's the catch. Gravel bikes can be a bit fragile. If you take a tumble on a rocky trail, your bike might not come out unscathed. So, okay. So which one is better, 90s mountain bikes or modern gravel bikes? It's a tough call. If you're looking for pure toughness and durability, those old school mountain bikes are hard to beat. Plus, they're pretty darn affordable these days. Again, that's kind of flipping on its head, isn't it? But if you're looking for speed, agility, and comfort, a modern gravel might be more up your alley. Just be prepared to shell out some serious cash. Personally, I'm torn. There's something about those old school mountain bikes that just screams badass. But at the same time, I love the nimble, light feel of a good gravel bike. I guess it all comes down to what you're looking for in a ride. And there you have it, folks. 90s mountain bikes versus modern gravel bikes. 2 different eras, 2 different styles, and 2 different ways to enjoy the ride. Whatever your preference, just remember to get out there and pedal your heart out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. So I do think that ending is funny because, like, obviously they're fed it a ton of YouTube so it understands that, and it really does give you the ending that a YouTuber would completely use. So here's what I said next to it. I said I want to read that script on my channel and then tell everyone it was AI generated. And I said, can you think of a good title that hints at AI but doesn't give it away? So here's a possible one. The Ultimate Bike Showdown, 90s mountain bikes versus modern gravel bikes, written by an unusual source. Then it actually gives me a justification for why it chose that title. So I'm gonna skip reading that. But if I did I already say I'm reading on a teleprompter? That's why I've got a button that slows it down and speeds it up and trying to keep this all going. But so this is what I wrote back to ChatGPT and like kind of why it is so fun. It feels like a conversation. But I said, it feels a bit too on the nose. Any other ideas? It says, sure, here's another possibility that hints at the AI generated script in a more subtle way. An unusual take on the classic debate, 90s mountain bikes versus modern gravel bikes. So yeah, then it gives me a justification again. But it is really interesting, and I think why people go down the rabbit hole too far of thinking this is actually something sentient. It's just a word predicting algorithm basically that does a really good job. I mean, good enough job. But again, I think where it shines for like the cycling world or for general knowledge is just asking it a question and kind of getting, you know, a general idea that you could then like research a little deeper and all that stuff. I know like coders love it. My girlfriend writes Excel stuff. She's written me a thing that does my invoicing for the photography business. And now when she gets stuck on something, she can go into ChatGPT and put that line of code, and it could figure out what the errors are and, you know, correct it for you. Anyways, just a fun video trying to do something, you know, just doing something a little different. And I think this is such a hot topic right now. It's totally worth chatting about. Originally, I was going to do that 90s mountain bike bit as the beginning with that title, but I just decided the way people click away from YouTube videos, it's not factually correct and it's not my opinions. So I chickened out on that and went with this other AI idea. But I don't know, let me know what you think of a video like this. Let me know what your thoughts on AI and cycling and then just in general are. It's such a interesting topic. So yeah, that's it for this one. Oh yeah, buy some stickers and all that in the swag shop. I forgot to set them out here. I was gonna do a little ad at the end. Well, whatever, buy them anyways.